Здравствуйте! Доброе утро! Добрый день! Меня зовут Вера Алексеевна Полякова-Норвуд. Добро пожаловать на урок русского языка. Итак, на уроке, это lesson, на уроке мы изучаем русский язык. Мы говорим и читаем по-русски. Мы говорим о России, о Москве, об Иване Ивановиче, об Анне Петровне, о Максиме, о Нине. Вы уже хорошо понимаете по-русски. Вы уже хорошо читаете по-русски. Вы уже немного говорите по-русски. Вы уже немного знаете русский язык. А что вы знаете по-русски? And you know that you can talk about city places, you know the names of different clothes, you can talk about people's occupations, you can talk about your family and identify each of your family members, you can talk about your school life, you know how to talk about different subjects that you study, and you can talk about your language skills in each of the languages that you have been studying. You already know Russian numbers from 1 to 10. You can talk about seasons. Do you still remember the names of seasons? You know the divisions of the day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. You remember those Russian words? And you can talk about meals. So really, there's a lot that you have already learned. Вы уже говорите по-русски. Вы немного знаете русский язык. Ну, хорошо. But we have also been writing in Russian. But we never before looked at the Russian verb which means to write. Let's do it now. The Russian verb which means to write is писать. Писать. It is a first conjugation verb. But please be very careful with the verb писать. At this point you need to pick up your pens and start writing things down. What is difficult about the verb писать is its conjugation pattern. Because when we start conjugating the verb писать, right in the middle of a verb, we will get a different sound. Я пишу. I am writing. Instead of an S sound, we have an SH sound. Sh. Я пишу. I am writing. And you need to be writing this down. And as you are doing this, please underline the letter sh. Я пишу. I am writing. And now say it after me. Я пишу. And you are writing Russian. So you can say Я пишу по-русски. Я пишу по-русски. I am writing in Russian. Ты пишешь. Notice that in the second form we have the SH sound twice. Ты пишешь. Please underline the first SH sound, the letter that represents it. Sh. Ты пишешь. Он пишет. The letter sh is going to stay in all of the conjugated forms. Ты пишешь. Он пишет. Мы пишем. Вы пишете. Они пишут. I want you to copy the 3 conjugated forms that you see on your screen. Ну, хорошо. Хорошо. Итак, я пишу. Я пишу. Ты пишешь. Ты пишешь. Хорошо. Он пишет. Он пишет. Хорошо. Мы пишем. Мы пишем. Хорошо. Мы пишем. Вы пишете. Вы пишете. Вы пишете. Они пишут. Они пишут. They are writing. Они пишут. На уроке, это lesson, на уроке мы пишем по-русски. Мы пишем по-русски. На уроке мы говорим, читаем и пишем по-русски. We speak, read and write Russian. На уроке мы говорим, читаем и пишем по-русски. Let's look at this sentence on the screen. На уроке мы говорим, читаем и пишем по-русски. Read this sentence in your classrooms. Хорошо. And now say it after me. На уроке мы говорим, читаем и пишем по-русски. Хорошо. На уроке мы говорим, читаем и пишем по-русски. And each of you can say, я говорю, читаю и пишу по-русски. I speak, read and write Russian. Я говорю, читаю и пишу по-русски. Now go ahead and say it. That's a long sentence. Я говорю, читаю и пишу по-русски. Хорошо? And I can say, congratulations. You speak, read and write Russian. Congratulations. Поздравляю. Поздравляю. I congratulate you. All in one word. Поздравляю. And yes, I do want you to learn that word. Поздравляю. Notice that it ends in you. It's a verb. It's a first person conjugated form. Поздравляю. You don't need the ya here because it's already implied by the verbal ending. Поздравляю. Поздравляю. I congratulate you. Поздравляю. Congratulations. Поздравляю. Did you learn how to say that? Let's try one more time. Поздравляю. And now say it without my help. Поздравляю. So when you say congratulations on your own behalf, that's what you do. Поздравляю. I congratulate you. Поздравляю. But in some situations, we have to say congratulations on behalf of a group of people. As in saying, we congratulate you. Now what do? Now we need to say, we congratulate you. What should we do? Change the ending. Look at this. Поздравляем. And now you can see the same verb appearing with the ем ending, which means we, all of us, we congratulate you. Поздравляем. Поздравляем. This is what you say when you need to convey your greetings, your congratulations on behalf of a group of people. Поздравляем. Поздравляем. Поздравляю, singular, and поздравляем, plural. Now these words, поздравляю and поздравляем, very often appear on greeting cards. These are general purpose greeting cards. Поздравляю is singular, I congratulate you, and поздравляем is plural, we congratulate you. So let's take a look at these greeting cards with these greeting phrases. And of course I want you to read them. So what does this card say? Поздравляю. It is singular. I congratulate you. Again, if you want to congratulate someone, this is what you send to that person if you are congratulating him or her on your behalf. Поздравляю. But look at this greeting card. What does it say? Поздравляем. Now if you are saying that on behalf of a group of people, that's the greeting card that you will send. Поздравляем. Хорошо. And certainly today is the day for me to say поздравляю to each of you, because now you can read, speak, and write Russian. And you also know how to say that. Я говорю, читаю и пишу по-русски. Да. Вы говорите, читаете и пишете по-русски. And that's a big achievement. Ну, хорошо. Хорошо. So, let's talk about these lovely things that I have on my desk today. And how do you think we can call all of this? Souvenirs. Souvenirs. Русские souvenirs. This is the next topic that we'll be discussing with you. Русские souvenirs. And I would like to begin with something that is very special and very Russian. Do you remember one day we talked about drinking tea in Russia and how tea is a really very big drink in Russia? People just adore drinking tea. There's no particular time of the day which is suitable for drinking tea. So you can drink tea утром, днем, and вечером, any time of the day. But there's one particularly Russian thing about drinking tea, and that's how you set it up. The Russian people would like to have something that they call samovar. Samovar. And let's take a look at a picture of this. Это samovar. Samovar. This is how you boil your water for the tea. And tea in Russia is always hot tea. So you need to have a nice samovar. If you don't have a samovar, then just boil water in a tea kettle. But samovar is so much better. Let's look at the Russian word for samovar. Samovar. Now this word consists of two parts. Sam, just the first three letters here. Sam means by itself. Sam, without anybody's help or anything's help. Sam, by itself. And var comes from the verb varit, which means to cook, to boil. So samovar boils water by itself. And you can have your large samovar sitting in the middle of a table, and everybody has access to more boiled water anytime during drinking tea. You remember that the Russian people brew tea in a small teapot, and they brew it very strong. So when you pour yourself a cup of tea, you start with that very strong brew, and you pour a little bit into your cup, and then you add boiling water from the samovar. So this allows you to carry this on for hours and hours and hours, and no one has to get up and go fetch more boiled water. So, samovar. And at this point, let's take a look at a few pictures that will show you a Russian family gathered around the table for drinking tea from a samovar. It will look just like this in an urban setting. Or if you are in the country, then you can drink tea from the samovar outside, and it will look just like this. And as I have already said, Russian people really like drinking hot tea any time of the day. Just remember about the samovar. And samovars can come in different shapes and different forms. Ну, хорошо. Now we are going to talk about these little dolls, nesting dolls. And do you remember the Russian word for this? This nesting doll, and see there are pieces inside, is called Matryoshka. Matryoshka. Let's take a look at this word. Matryoshka. This word, Matryoshka, which stands for a nesting doll, comes from a popular female name, Matryona. So basically, Matryoshka means little Matryona. But Matryona, this female name, comes from the Russian word mat. Mat. So Matryoshka, little Matryona, means little mother. This is a mother doll. There are pieces inside. Matryoshka. And what would be the plural form of Matryoshka? See, I have several here on the desk. Это Matryoshki. That's right. Matryoshki. Matryoshki. Это Matryoshki. Nesting dolls. And you know, nesting dolls are very popular souvenirs in Russia. One might think that they have been in Russia for ages and ages, but no, they only date back to the end of the 19th century. But since then, they have really gained a lot of popularity. And now not only Russians make matryoshki, but people who live in other countries too. Because this is really neat how you can find so many pieces within one doll. And we'll be practicing with that later. So, matryoshki, very nice, very popular souvenirs. But besides matryoshki, we have these things. That's another very popular thing. This is called ложка, a spoon. Let's look at this. Ложка, ложка. And this is a special type of ложка. When you give someone a ложка as a souvenir, it means that you wish them to live long and prosper. Well, this stands for prosperity. The bigger the ложка, the more prosperous that person will be. And I want you to notice that they are all different. The colors and patterns of this ложки changes as you go from one village to another. Every little village has its own pattern for this wooden ложки. Yes, that's the plural form. That's the plural form. Ложка, ложки. Это ложки. And notice that we are using the rules about the formation of plural nouns. So, but giving people matryoshki and ложки as souvenirs is a very Russian thing, and it has its meaning. You wish them prosperity, you wish that everything would go well for them. Ну, хорошо. And now, since we have several of these matryoshki and several ложки, we need to practice with numbers. Do you still remember all the numbers from 1 to 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And today, let us use these ложки and matryoshki for counting. Let's begin with this. How many? 3. 3. And now we will start working with this. And I want you to count all the pieces. Let's begin with the big piece. 1. 2. How about now? 3. 4. And finally, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 pieces, a 5-piece matryoshka. Хорошо. Let's work with ложки. Remember, ложки. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm adding one more, 8. 8. So we have 8 ложки. Хорошо. And now we are going to play with this ball. Let me arrange a pedestal for it, and we will do the same thing. We will count all the pieces inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm not finished. How many now? 7, 8, 9, 10. We found 10 pieces inside this big one. 10 little kitties inside the big cat. Хорошо. So we can handle numbers from 1 to 10, but today we need to go a step further, and we will look at numbers from 11 to 15. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Let's take a look at them on the screen. 11. Literally, this means 1 on 10. 1 на on 10 is similar to 10, 10. So we are saying 1 on top of 10, which makes 11. 11. 12. That 2 looks like 2, and this is just a form of 2. 2. Na means on. 20 means 10, so we have 2 on top of 10. 12. 13. 3 на 20. 3 on top of 10. 13. 14. 4 on top of 10. 14. And finally, 15 means 5 on top of 10. 15. And yes, you can find this in your textbook on page 502. 502, right at the very back of your textbook. If you would just go there, you will find all the numbers in your textbook, and you don't have to copy this information. Okay, so did you find them? Now let's count. Everybody after me, please. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15. And these are long words, so we need to work on our pronunciation a little bit. Let's go over these numbers one more time. 11, 12. Хорошо. 13. Хорошо. 14. Хорошо. 15. 15. And we are on page 5010 in your Russian for Everybody textbook. We are working on numbers 11 through 15. Okay? Now, can you say all these numbers without my help? Okay, well, I will say the numbers in English. I want you to say them in Russian. Let's begin with 11. 11. 12. 12. 13. 13. 14. 14. 15. 15. And this is how we say it. 15. You have to pronounce the E sound in 15. 15. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And if you can find a really big Matryoshka, very often you will find 15 pieces all in all. Хорошо. Хорошо. So please make a little note that you can find the numbers on page 502 in your Russian for Everybody textbooks. And now you are responsible for numbers 1 through 15. 1 through 15. So work on additional exercises after this class, and this is your homework. In the textbook, find page 502 and work on numbers 1 through 15. You need to get comfortable pronouncing these numbers, which means you have to say them probably 24 times. And then in the workbook, find review lesson 1, which appears after lesson 5 on pages 58 and 59. Translate numbers 3, 4, 16, and 17. This will be an excellent review of урок номер 5 in the Russian for Everybody textbook. Итак, большое спасибо и до свидания.